Hi everybody. I just wanted to do a little update for any of the women that are interested on my sort of like postpartum journey, being a mother. And so right now I am just over 4 months postpartum. So my daughter is just a little over 4 months. And yeah, just wanted to do a quick update. This video I think is going to be quite a bit shorter than the first one that I posted. That one I think I was about 8 weeks, whereas this one I'm about 4 months, so a little over double the time. So I wrote down a few notes, and I'm just gonna kind of go with it. And to anybody who doesn't want to hear, personal details about the female body and experience, you do not have to watch this video. Okay, so in the first video I talked about mom brain and my brain just not working well. That's feeling a lot better, so I think it really mainly has to do with sleep. In the beginning with our daughter, I was just not sleeping as much. She was waking up a lot more during the night to nurse. We hadn't really figured out the right sort of swaddle routine. Now we've kind of figured out a way to get her to sleep a lot easier next to us, so that's all good. I'm often able to get like 6.5, 7 hour stretch of sleep, which is amazing and works wonders for my brain, so that is so good. So I'm happy to report that I feel still a little loopy and out of it sometimes, but like not nearly what it was before, where my brain was just like not working well because of all that. Okay, yeah, what else? So I wrote down that I have gradually continued to lose weight, which is nice. So I gained 35 pounds with my pregnancy, and by the time I kind of lost all of the weight associated with the immediate birth, like my daughter, I lost, the placenta and like all the excess fluid and everything, just kind of all that goes away for the most part after, I would say, like 2 weeks, a week and a half, for me at least. And at that point, I was up 10 pounds from my normal weight. And now I am only up 3 pounds from my normal weight, so I'm basically almost back to my pre-pregnancy weight, and I'm hoping that I'll get there. It's only 3 pounds away. I think I will, so that's good. I often tend to lose weight in the like fall and winter. I don't know if you guys have noticed that for yourselves, or maybe you notice like the opposite. I genuinely think that for me, it's the colder weather. I feel like my body needs to stay warm, and so I'm like literally burning more calories to like stay warm. That's like my mental interpretation, at least. But I feel like I often lose weight in the, not a lot, like maybe like 4 or 5 pounds less in the fall and winter. So we're going into fall and winter, so maybe I think I'll definitely be able to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight. Okay, so there's that. I was kind of bummed about this, but whatever, it is what it is. My period came back at 3 months. So, yeah, I think I've actually already had 2. Maybe it came back at like 2.5 months. I don't know, something like way too soon than I expected. Apparently, it's totally within the realm of normal, but I know some moms who exclusively breastfeed and their periods don't come back until they stop breastfeeding, and I have exclusively breastfed and it came back very soon, so that's just me. So I don't know, that's obviously not the case for everybody. It was kind of a bummer for me though. What else? I've had some really bad hair shedding, like hair loss. Before pregnancy, I felt like I was often losing a lot of hair too. Just like a thing related to being in my late 20s, early 30s for me personally, is just losing more hair, which is a bummer. But during pregnancy, I like didn't lose hardly any hair. I swear I'd like brush my hair out and I'd lose like 3 hairs, 4 hairs. It was insane. Now when I brush my hair, I swear I lose like 100 hairs. And I'll often brush it like twice a day, 3 times a day. So I swear I'm losing like 300 hairs a day, something crazy. It's really bad. It's very normal. It's totally normal for postpartum, particularly on like 3 to 5 months or something. I think it hopefully will slow down in the next month or two. But it's totally normal. And it's normal to lose, especially like around your, like the front, like the, what do you call, like basically the waist, the way that like a guy kind of starts balding. That's like normal for postpartum. You can't even really tell how bad it is for me because I'm wearing a little bit of like brown powder. I've literally been wearing a little bit of brown powder most days because it's like I've lost so much hair that it does not look like I want it to look. So anyway, but yeah, that's just been my experience. I know that's not everybody's experience too, but so there's that. What else? Some other body stuff, like my skin, my facial skin just is different pregnancy versus postpartum. Postpartum is closer to what it was pre-pregnancy, but I feel like it's a little different than that even. So for me, during pregnancy, my skin was just very chill. It wasn't oily, it wasn't really dry. It like felt like it needed no maintenance. It felt like it needed no moisturizer, no acne stuff, no anything. And like I have a very simple skincare routine. Like I basically only just for the most part use a moisturizer. Occasionally I might use like a salicylic acid pad for acne, but like that's about it. But during pregnancy, it just felt like it was back to being a child. That's kind of what it felt like, which was nice. And my pores were smaller. Everything was just simpler. So that was nice. I did struggle with hyperpigmentation though. So certain spots on my face, like particularly my couple like wrinkles on my forehead, got hyperpigmented, which made them look like deeper wrinkles, which was not my favorite, but that went away in postpartum. So that's nice. What's changed in postpartum? My skin is like more oily now. And it's a little more acne prone and just like a little rashier, to be honest. Like it gets a little rashier, like almost a little bit like rosacea or something. So yeah, not great. I also have like larger pores again, which I did not have during pregnancy. It's just the insane amount of hormones that you have, like so much estrogen, so much progesterone during pregnancy that somehow works well for my skin at least. Not in all aspects, but certain aspects at least. So yeah, there's that. I think I only have 2 other things I wanted to share. These are more so to do with my daughter, but I can pick her up so much more easily. Even the first like month or 2, I just felt like weak. I don't know. I just did not feel like in a good place to like be lifting her all the time. I didn't have a C-section, so that would make it a lot harder. But honestly, my birth experience was just so exhausting that it took me a long time to like really get my stamina back. I did not like actually really start like wanting to like move and exercise until like 1.5, 2 months. I swear that's like how long it took for me to be like, okay, my body is like at a place where I can do that, you know. Oh, hi. My kitty was like in the corner the whole time. So yeah, I can pick her up so much easier, which is nice, even though she weighs a lot more. That's the funny thing. She was born just under 7 pounds and now she's like 15 pounds. So she's like over doubled her weight. But she's like a lot easier for me to pick up. And of course I've just like gotten used to it. So there's that. And then nursing has also gotten so much easier for me, which is really nice because in the beginning, it's not like it was ever super difficult, but I just remember that it was not like super easy. Being a first time mom, I think it's normal to have some anxiety and uncertainty about breastfeeding. There was, of course, that fear of just like, what if my body just doesn't produce milk? Which I bet that's also pretty normal to have, that thought at least. But yeah, in the beginning, she was just so small. She needed a lot of help, like latching and just like normal stuff. But all of that made me a little more anxious about it. And then in the beginning, your milk supply is really like figuring out a balance and regulating. So it just feels like it just feels all over the place. And anyway, it's so much easier now. So yeah, I'm at 4 months now, and really about at like 2.5 months, I started to feel like, okay, this breastfeeding thing is like much easier. It never felt like it wasn't doable for me, but I just remember in the beginning thinking like, oh my god, I totally get why a lot of women start breastfeeding and they do not stick with it. I was like, I totally get it. Like, you know, in the beginning, it seemed like it would be way easier to just make a bottle with formula, but I wanted to breastfeed because I mean, I just think it's easier. Well, not in the beginning, but overall, it's easier, it's cheaper, it's better for baby when you can do it. So I'm really glad that now I'm at a place where it like feels super easy, super doable. Like I just don't even think twice about it. So that is such a relief, and it's really enjoyable too. It also like in the beginning, I don't know why. I think my body was hypersensitive, so sometimes she would nurse and it just didn't feel. It's just like I was just too sensitive. I was kind of like, And now that I'm like maybe like more relaxed, maybe not as traumatized from the birth, I don't know. When she nurses, like it's more pleasant. I can just, it's like a moment to just relax and bond with her and just like be with her while she nurses. So that's really special. Okay, everybody, I think that's everything. Just some simple updates. Maybe I'll do one more of these videos at some point. Not sure. But yeah, I did have one more thing that I wrote down that I forgot to touch on. I got some stretch marks on my very lower belly that just showed up in the last few weeks of pregnancy. And they're not that obvious, but they're not going away. They're here forever, is the conclusion I've come to, because they haven't really faded much at all. So even if they fade a tiny bit over the next few months, they're not going to go away. And also, I'm most likely going to have at least one more child, so they might even get a little bigger. We'll see. But anyway, it's not a big deal. Like, if somebody's looking closely, they can totally see them. But just, like, from a distance, if I'm in a swimsuit, I bet they're, like, not really that visible. And whatever. I honestly feel like it is that thing where, like, after having a child, I just feel like, dang, like, what an amazing thing. What a miracle that my body could do that. And all of that stuff about, like, just really, like, appreciating my body more. I still have insecurities. Like, I am like anybody else. I have insecurities in general. I have insecurities about my body. Like, I really think everybody does, but it's cool to see that I feel like I do have more appreciation for my body and just everything it can do because of going through this experience. Obviously, you don't need pregnancy to gain appreciation for your body, but for me, it did really help. So, yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm sending you peace, love, harmony, and beauty, and I will catch you all again in another video soon. Okay, bye.